Hi guys, and thank you for joining me for this Tuesday video. Been really busy of late. I've posted a few sort of YouTube short clips of me playing and grooving and recording and bits and bobs, but not done one of these for a while because it's just been busy and life gets in the way. So what have we been up to? Right, well, since the last time I saw you, we did another gig with Siouxsie, a festival in Belgium, the Lockers Festival, which went really well. I mean, we weren't headlining this one. Placebo were headlining, who were on after us. So we didn't have the sort of the excitement of playing to it being dark and everything. We still had the sunlight, but it was a lovely day, and they were a great crowd. And of course, the other thing is, if you're not headlining, your fans are there, but they're in pockets dotted around because obviously the other guys are there to see Placebo and the other bands that have played there. So, it's not always that kind of like, way when you do your thing, but it was still fun and it was a great gig and they really looked after us. So thank you for the guys at the festival. Band played well, a few issues on stage with, monitoring that you get at festivals and a few moments of, whoa, can't hear that, whoa. But that's all part of the fun. It's rock and roll, right? And then we sort of spent 3 days on a bus, all of us, well, just the band and the crew. That was ace. So doing that was always good fun, living on a bus in that sort of situation is always a bit of a laugh. And then what have I been doing? Since then, I've also been producing, as well as drumming on, but producing the real world sessions by the band Little Men. And that's really coming together and I'm really enjoying producing. So anybody out there looking for some production stuff or arrangement stuff, give me a shout because I'm really digging it. And it's my third or fourth time doing this and I've got a few more coming in, which is great. And I've just talked to someone this morning about another project for November. So if you're interested, give me a shout. So we're doing that, and then that's at NARM Studios in Holt, which is kind of my Moonbase Alpha, if you like. And then this week I was up at Earthworm Studios, which is a really great little studio in Swindon, run by Jonathan Bucket, who's a cool guy, multi-instrumentalist and all-round funky geezer. And I was doing like a remote session thing where sometimes, John says, oh, I've got some clients that want drums, but it's not a whole album, it's just a few tracks, so it might only not be a whole day. So what I'll do is I'll hold on to those tracks, and if I get another artist that wants drums and it's only a few songs, I'll put them together on the same day and we could do it in one go. So I do a bit of that. So again, if you've got anyone out there looking for remote sessions, drums on your music, no matter the style, give me a shout as well, because I'm down with that, and I do that at NAMM Studios and also at Earthworm, and there's budgets to fit. So I did that, and one was an English guy who lives out now in Australia, a brilliant singer-songwriter called Pat Nicholson, who, if I was forced to say what style he was doing, it's kind of Tom Petty-ish, Laurel Canyon vibes, but with a kind of modern take on it as well, using some electronic stuff as well as just, the classic guitar sounds and reverbs and stuff. So that was cool. So I did a few with him, and in the afternoon, a guy called Drew from Swindon, and his stuff was very different, more kind of modern rock kind of thing. Foo Fighters-ish in places, and a little bit kind of 60s-ish in places, a bit like The Move and late 60s Beatles maybe as well, a kind of, or an XTC kind of vibe, that was cool. So that's kept me really busy. So as I say, apart from the YouTube shorts that I've posted and a few little bits of me in the studio, either before a session, before the mics are on, somebody wrote and said, oh, you're saying you're in the studio, but where are the mics? Well, sometimes I get there early, set my camera up and just do some playing before the engineer gets in and puts the mics on the kit. In other clips you'll see when it's slightly darker outside and he's already taken the mics off, and I'm just filming at the end of the session. And sometimes you'll see me actually with the mics on the kit and I'm filming when it's lunchtime or something. But I think I've said before, I can't always take the time out to record stuff because I'm working, and I can't just say, hey guys, I'm going to stop the session to play drums for an hour to get some nice YouTube short clips or whatever, it doesn't quite work that way. But yeah, loads of different things going on. And of course, the last lot of the Siouxsie gigs are coming up, which is quite sad. We're off to Malaga next week, and then a few days after we come to Lisbon, and then we fly back, and a few days after that we do our 2 shows at the Siouxsie, which is the end of this whole Siouxsie tour for this year. So I'll talk about that when we get there and might grab a few clips if I can. But that's going to be quite sad because I've really enjoyed this year. It's been amazing. There will be more next year. We don't know what yet, but there's more in the pipeline. That's for Sue to tell us, not for me to know just yet. But yeah, as I've always said, thank you to all the fans. You've been amazing. You've made the band so welcome, especially Chris Turtell, the new guitarist. He's like the new boy on the block. And you've really made him feel welcome, because it's quite a thing for any of us, as I've spoken about before. That's what's been going on. What's coming up? Well, those Sue gigs I've talked about, and also some more YouTube shorts, little clips of grooving and bits and bobs. That's in the pipeline. I will have some more time soon to sit down and do more pad stuff and maybe some lesson stuff as well, to play you and things like that. So we get back more into a drummy scenario, because at the moment I'm studio and touring world. And while I'm at it, I just noticed on Facebook actually that I think it's today, this video will probably go out tomorrow, which is Tuesday, but it's an anniversary of this this single coming out, which was probably the first. I think Living by Numbers by New Music was the first single I ever bought, but this is probably the second one I ever bought. And certainly Pleasure Principle is the first or the second album I ever bought. But it's the anniversary of this. So this is 1979. So how many years is that? My maths is rubbish. But yeah, 1979. And people who watch my channel and know about me know that I love Gary Newman, and I actually met him twice now, because I met him in Pasadena when he was gigging with us, and I met him at the Belgian festival in the Lockhurst Festival. He was there with Gemma in the VIP section, and they came backstage and chatted with us and stuff. It was great, and the kids were there and everything. It was really cool to hang out with them again and see them, and have one of your idols say, "Oh, I remember you, man. How you doing?" You know, so it's all that kind of vibe. So yeah, cars, and people know how much of influence Newman's been on me. He really is a massive influence. One of the reasons, along with like Buddy Rich and Miles Davis and the Beatles, one of the reasons that I love and play music, seeing him on Top of the Pops doing this stuff as the human android, you know, just dug it. And I can't believe that single was that old. And also the other day on my Facebook, it was like 58 years since the Beatles played Shea Stadium, which of course was the first ever stadium gig. And you think how far we've come from 1965, you know, and Live Aid in 1985 or whatever. And you think of the Beatles were playing through a tannoy system without any monitors, you know, and no proper speakers. They were singing through what the sports people would be going, "Coming up to bat now is so-and-so, and he's going to do," you know, and that's the biggest band in the world were playing through a PA system like that. It's insane to think just how far we've come. But anyway, those two anniversaries of things I thought it was quite cool to mention. So anyway, there we go. So if you don't know the song, go and check it out. If you do know it and you like it, play it. If you don't like it, still play it anyway. It's ace. More to come on Friday. I'm working this week, but I'll try and get a Friday video sorted out as quick as possible. Get out there for you guys to check out. So thanks for tuning in. As usual, share, like, subscribe, please. I'm up to nearly 900 subscribers now, which is insane. It's brilliant. Let's keep it going to make that lovely 1,000. And have a great Tuesday and a great week. And I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.